Hello to all of my 123s. Thank you so much for being here at your Spiritual Liaison 123 channel. We're going to get into a general reading for the collective sign of all of my Pisces. See what comes out for you. Cross watchers, you know you are welcome here because the readings can be relatable to you as well. You may have Pisces in one of your significant placements, okay? Or the roles can be reversed. This could be a Pisces that is relatable to you in some way, okay? All right, so take what applies to you and leave the rest. As I was meditating over the cards, I got a lot of downloads, and so I'm going to do a warning right now. Some of you all, this is some sensitive stuff that I saw that came in, very sensitive. So I don't even know if YouTube is going to allow the video to, stay up or not. But I'm going to say what I see in these cards and what came out during the downloads. There was a very dark energy that came in. Very dark, very ancient, been here a long time, long before us. And it has somehow it's connected. It has been sort of watching you a very long time, Pisces. And I'll tell you why. And I'm going to see if it'll come out in the cards again. I did a reading prior. I always do readings off camera just to see what the energy is. But I feel like some of you all who want to stick around and find out something, you can stick around. But again, you have been warned. Some of this information may be very sensitive. The topics that may come up in this reading may be very sensitive. So again, you're welcome to click off right now, okay? Some of you all, we call it the devil, but that's not its name. It doesn't have a name. It doesn't. That is just the name that we use. And so that's the energy I saw that has been trying to direct your footsteps to it, but it has used people around you to do it, starting with your own family. So that's what I saw in the previous reading. I'm going to see if it'll come out in this one. We're going to see. I just listened to Palo Santo. So if it get, I will stop to light it again, okay? Praying for protection for all of my viewers. Praying for protection for myself as a reader. Earth Mother. Pisces. This is some of what I was saying. So you were born into before you were even born. Someone attached themselves to your parents. They knew when you were coming into this realm. They have been watching your parents. They already knew that they would be your parents long before you even knew, before your parents even knew. They have been watching this travel that you've taken through numerous realms. They've watched your parents. I said it's an ancient energy, many bloodlines. I feel like some of you all, you see this ivy here? There's an attachment. It's always been an attachment to you. Something has attached itself to your energy, but it was long ago. So you may think that you don't understand why, you had the parents that you had, but it's something that has always been in the works. We're going to come back to this so you can see what I'm talking about. There's butterflies here. It always attaches itself to transitions, different transitions. It grows, it travels through each transition. Yeah, sage, it's an ancient energy, Pisces. Some of you all are writing, you've been writing your manifestations on bay leaves. That's a good thing. I like that. You've been using sage to clean out your energy. You've been using sage to clean out a number of things. Maybe your home, maybe you open up the windows, maybe you use sage when you manifest certain things to let that negative energy out. But this is what you have been doing. You've been taught to do this, but you may not understand, just like you were led to tarot and you don't understand how or why, or it was always in the works, always. But this is a wise energy that has attached itself to you because of your wisdom. Something you know, Pisces. It's something you know. It's something in you that was passed on many generations. A lot of intelligence. They are devoted and committed to you because they know that you are devoted and committed to wisdom and finding out the truth or healing. Water guardian. This person may be into scrying, or either you're a scryer. You may be into scrying. People, for those who don't know what scrying is, it's you can use water to see certain things. You know how to use the earth's twigs or tools to lead to water. You can see things in water, connect with your emotions. Pisces, you have so much wisdom. You know how long the oceans have been here? Do you know that? Do you know that the ocean water is one of the oldest things on the planet? What ocean do you know have left and hasn't, you know, it's the water is there. Many fish have been born and died there. Many people, the ocean is as old as this planet. This planet was growing, you know, things like that. When that water got here, well, let me correct that. It's not as old as the planet, but when the water arrived here on this planet, it hasn't gone anywhere. You know? It had just gone through many cycles, just like you. You know, gone through many cycles, but still returns to Earth. You have guardians here, Pisces, that have stayed with you along the way. Guardians. Sky Father. Trust in the unknown. Some of you all have not been trusting your intuition. You haven't even trusted how you felt. You get so many downloads and you know that you're right. But you talk yourself out of it. Maybe because you don't want to be labeled as crazy. Maybe because you don't want to be labeled as wrong. But some of you all have so much ancient wisdom. You can feel it. And you're actually right. Have you noticed that? When you go with what you feel, that's it. When you trust that intuition, you don't even have to speak on it. But you find out that you're right. There has been an energy watching over you for a long time. Pisces, I feel like you came from some sort of royal blood. I feel like you came from some sort of bloodline where you were very protected. I don't feel like when when you were born of this person, I don't feel like you were buried in a traditional way, like not traditional for today. Like you weren't buried in the ground. You weren't buried in dirt. There's a energy here that has always protected you. They protected what you know. They taught you many things. You were being taught as a very young child how to trust your intuition, how to use water. Before you were even born, I don't feel like I'm speaking to anyone that was born in this realm. When I say I'm not speaking to anyone who was born in this realm, what I'm speaking of is something when you were born in ancient times. You were born, I'm talking about like pyramid times, even prior to that. You were being taught from before you could even walk, you were being taught to do something, how to do something, how to use something. So that's with you, Pisces. Let me see. I feel like yeah, you have been protected. You were protected. You were guarded. You were some sort of, I don't know what you were, but you were some sort of child of some sort of high level person, high ranking person, some sort of priest, some sort of priestess, somebody who had a lot of, and they ran thousands, they oversaw thousands of people, thousands, possibly even millions. So you were guarded heavily. You could not go anywhere. You were guarded from the time that you were in your mother's womb. You were guarded heavily, always watched over. You used to like to go to the water a lot. You were fascinated with the water. It explains why you're a Pisces now. You were always fascinated with water. What was underneath, what was lurking under the surface. The stories you would hear about, you know, people going out into the ocean and, you know, what they experienced and what they saw and how they saw things, right? And was it real? Was it fantasy? You were always fascinated with the sky too. As above, so below. So below as above. You were fiercely guarded, and you've been guarded since you were developing in one of your mother's wombs. You've had many mothers. Winter. Take care of your needs. Winter, wolf. You were a part of this pack, and you were fiercely guarded, but you were like that alpha and that alpha of the pack. Everyone knew that you were to get whatever you wanted because of who you were born into, your lineage. Whoever you were born into, whatever, you know, they knew. You were born in the winter time when this was happening. So we know Pisces, well, February Pisces, that's still the winter. March can move into the springtime. So you may be a Pisces born in February, which is the winter months. All of your needs were always taken care of. But I saw something where this is going to be a pretty long reading because I saw a lot of stuff when I was meditating over these cards. We're going to get into Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. So Pisces, someone has always been at war with you. These are some of the very cards that were coming out. And this is not by coincidence. I did a reading off camera for you before I started this reading. And this is not by coincidence that some of these very same cards are coming out. You were the peacekeeper because you were always at peace. You didn't have to worry about a thing. You were a part of a pack and you were guarded. People laid down their life for you. Everyone knew not to touch you, not to speak negatively about you. Just the words, a negative word about you would have terminated them. So they knew this. I feel like you had a very close connection to animals too. Whereas your family would use them for food, you grew a connection with them as friends. You knew when they were hungry. You knew when they needed water. You knew you just loved them. You've always shared some sort of love for them. Love with them. They understand you and you understand them. This white buffalo is considered luck. It's considered a very good omen. And you've always had this powerful, positive omen following you, with you, through many realms, through many lifetimes. Many moons, many suns have passed, many transitions. So you vibrate naturally in the energy of peace. Times when people wanted to battle with you, you've decided that peace would be the route that you would take, even if you knew that you could hurt them. Because your wisdom is in your DNA. You understand certain things that other people do not. You understand that there's a bigger picture to all of this. So you don't feel like you have to always speak on being right, even when you know you're right. White Witch. So there's always been an energy, Pisces, that has watched you, that's connected to you. You have been other nationalities and you've been other races. So you have a lot of wisdom. You were drawn to tarot for a reading. You were brought to tarot for a reading. Your steps were guided for a reason. But there's always been an energy, Pisces, that has followed you. It attached itself to you. It could not get to you because physically you were guarded. You had too many guards around you. So it couldn't get to you that way. So it got to you through a lot of witchcraft. And it attached itself to you. This was someone, I feel like some of you all lost your mother at a very early age, possibly even during childbirth. At that time, your father may have remarried, not knowing they were marrying into a witch, someone who, you know, saw how much your father loved you. I kind of feel like they saw how much your father loved you. They saw you had a good omen with you. This is a person who's very attractive on the outside. That's how they got. There was a huge age difference too between your father and this person. There is someone who Your father looked at this person as a good mother for you at that time, and that they would bring light into your father's life and into your life. Your mother was always watching you. Always watching this person too. Knowing deep in their heart, your father had a lot of power in some way, but they always knew deep, your mother always knew from another realm. I feel like your mother either transitioned while you were very young, or either, I'm talking about before the age of 5, or either in childbirth or something. And your father could have remarried a very young person, very attractive. They seemed wise beyond their years because they were. They had been on this, they had been in many realms. They come off as a white, bright light, but they're actually, I get the energy. This wisdom has come from something very dark, though. Something very dark inside that your father did not see, did not pick up on. Okay, I'm going to pull some tarot cards. This reading is definitely not for everyone. We're talking about Pisces and who you were in another life. This is not this life. This is who you were in another life, Pisces. But we're about to go into who you have transitioned into this life. There's some energy I saw in the other reading, and I don't know what was going on. Well, I do, but maybe it'll come out again. So Pisces, in this life, whoever this was, this dark energy that I kept seeing, they're very popular. They're very attractive, very handsome. They have a lot of partners, sexual partners. People are drawn to them and don't know why. They have some sort of, it's like they can pull almost anything off. That's what it appears to be. When people see them, it's just like, oh, they're so beautiful. Oh, they're so handsome. Oh, I see why everybody loves them. They're mesmerized by this person. This person has been here through many lifetimes. It's this person. They're the same. They may have been a woman. I feel like they married your father, but in this lifetime, they can be a woman or a man in this life. This may be someone who they are bisexual. They may mess with women and men. And women and men are just in awe of their beauty or the way they look. They're gorgeous to the human eye. They've been following you for a very long time. They rule fire, though. This person, I'm going to tell you, they do a lot of blood rituals, too. They do a lot of blood rituals. Out of the public eye, this is how they've gotten to their status in life. So the thing is this, when I say blood rituals, death may be around them a lot. You know, they get a lot of attention through death in some way. Everything is big in their life. Their looks is big. Their money is big. Any deaths around them is big news. Everything is big. This person has been through many lifetimes. I can feel it on it. There's a lot of, with every death ritual, they become more and more popular. There's a lizard behind this person. This person can see the past and the future. Every time they come into a realm, they are very attractive and beautiful. So, or handsome. And so this is one of the things that they use to bring attention to themselves. And they're almost irresistible. People don't even know why they're so attracted to this person. It's like once they get into this person's hold, it's almost, it takes everything out of them to get away, but they don't get away unscathed and burned. They get burned in some way if they try to get away from this person. This person needs their ego stroked a lot. They're very protected too. If you look, there's a lot of jagged edges. They're almost entrapped by their own beauty, by their own success. So people have to come to them. This person moves around a lot too. They may own they could either own numerous businesses, or they may have a lot of employees, a number of people who work underneath them. But they're protected by something sharp, by weapons or something. They're on a pedestal, and that's exactly where they want to stay. Let's see. Mind, body, and spirit. When they get people, they take over their mind, their body, and their spirit. They find out people's most vulnerable spots. They have pictures of people in vulnerable positions that they can always use to give them power over many. If anyone chooses to go against them, if anyone chooses to not help build them up to the top, they use people to be on top. They work very hard for this. And if you try to go against them, they will burn you. They know how to teach people how to get information or do things, what it's going to take to get to the top, but they keep the real good information to themselves. They never teach people their craft, the real way that they do things, how they're able to do things. They tell people just enough. But it's to keep people connected to them. Again, they take over their mind, their body. Like, okay, you're always attached to me in some way. When I call on you, I need you to show up. I need you to be here. And their spirit. So their spirit is, if I can get something that I can hold over you and always use against you, you'll be spiritually binded to me and connected to me. Maybe through shame, I don't know. Maybe through sex, maybe through something. Contracts. You have the Ten of Cups here. So Pisces, Ten of Cups is like that emotional contentment, right? Pisces, I feel like somehow, remember I said in another life, this person was connected to either your father or to you. I feel like they were married your father in another life. But they had a close connection to you. They saw how much your father loved you. They didn't like it, but they never led on. Your father, I feel like, passed, transitioned before you. I mean, before, well, yes, before you and before this person. So it was just you two left. And this is when this person decided to reveal how they really felt about you. They waited until your father had already moved on. But you were aware, your intuition was showing you through the years that this person, that they had an ulterior motive. This person is heavy, very heavy into spell work, and they have mastered it. They have mastered the art of manipulation. They've mastered the art of getting people to bow and cater to their every need. They know what people want, and they know how to give people what they want so they can get what they want. Pisces, this person is, I feel like in this life, this is one of your family members now. They follow. I said that they did something where they connected to your energy, so they could always follow you through many lives. They're connected to your family in some way. Now, either they were born into the same family with you. This could be a sibling. It could have been, they could have come back as your parent or one of your children or a sibling. But I feel like this person has caused your life a living hell. They could have even, or they may be connected to your family. Maybe they know your family. If you, in this life, you don't think that you all have any sort of blood relations, but I feel like they know your family. If they are not in your family, they know your family. They have mastered the art of coming off as like, they're very happy in life and everything is perfect. They followed you through many lifetimes, Pisces. The Strength card in reverse. They've always tried to remove your power. I told you they didn't like the love that your father showed you in that past life. That envy grew like ivy grows. It grew very fast. It was out of control, but they did not show it while your father was living. It grew out of control, and they have been trying to remove your power. This is why they followed you through so many lives, and this is what I kept seeing in that other reading. This person, I don't know what was passed on to you from your mother and your father. I feel like you have something in you, some ancient knowledge that this person wants. It's something about you that they cannot shake. They can't let go of. They also feel like you would be the very person who could ruin their power in some way. I don't know how. I don't know what you know. I don't know. I have Pisces. I don't know. But you know something that you may have not even tapped into. Maybe it showed up in dreams in some way. And you just didn't really pay attention. You could have just brushed it off as a dream. But this person has always feared this good omen that has followed you. Some sort of protection spell was done over you by your parents. So not only were you protected physically in that other life, but you were protected spiritually. And you were given something. You were given something. This was either words or wisdom or knowledge. You were given something. A nest. I almost want to say like an egg, yolk, life. protection. You were given something that this person has always wanted. They feel like you have something that will take their power away. This is why they attach themselves to you through many lifetimes. I feel like you may have gone through a lot with your family. Wait a minute, because it came out in the other reading. They've watched you so much. They have tried to, they've learned everything they needed to learn about you. They watch you from up on a hill. I don't know whether this person lives on a hill or something about the hill. They watch you. If you see this person is standing up on a hill to learn everything they need to learn about you. They feel like you have something, some knowledge you have can take their power away. And this is why they feel like they're on defense with you. They're connected to your family in some way, or either this is someone in your family. Seven lifetimes. 7. Some of you all have a 7 light. Your life path is the number 7. Things take a lot of time to mature in your life, but somehow you always get lucky and things work out for you. And this person know it. What you invest in somehow always seem to grow and work out, even if it's frustrating to you, even if you're getting frustrated with the process. This person knows that things somehow always work out for you. It's something, you know something, Pisces. I feel like you just haven't tapped into it yet. Queen of Wands here. This black cat can speak of, it can speak of psychic abilities. It can speak of something hidden behind the scenes, something that you don't know. Like, be careful about what you invest in or who you collaborate with, because there's some sort of hidden energy behind the scenes. I feel like this person wants to have control of your luck or something. They want to control your luck or how people see you. This person may love sunflowers. That may be their favorite plant. They are heavy into fire energy. They use fire a lot. This person, when they used to, when in another lifetime, when they would do rituals, they would use fire a lot to do rituals as a cleansing. The Sun card. Again, sunflowers. They may even have sunflowers growing in their garden, or they may love sunflowers. They may buy them so they can put them in their home. It's one of their favorite plants. One of their favorite flowers. This person is very popular too. They get a lot of shine. They get a lot of, I told you, whoever come in contact with them is in awe of their either power or their beauty. People feel like this person can pull a lot of strings for them. This connecting with this person brings them success. So a lot of people want to be attached to this person. But this person is connected deeply to death. They're connected very deeply to death. Everything is done on a big scale. Many sacrifices have been made for this person's success. With each sacrifice, they become more and more popular, more and more powerful. The Lover's card, Adam and Eve. Snake right here, wisdom. The forbidden fruit, that apple. This person does a lot of manifestation work. They use moon magic. They may be heavy into astrology too. Very heavy into astrology. And they are because they've been through many lifetimes. They do things where people don't know about. They find people in vulnerable spots. This is a seductress, a person who seduces people with wisdom, knowledge. They seem to always be able, they promise people life, a better life. But with that promise comes connections. If you want this better life, then you have to connect to me. You have to sacrifice something. Or you have to go through some sort of public humiliation ritual. This person is just, they have been many races, they've been many nationalities. They're very appealing. Something is bigger than life with this person. They may be just, they may have a big status, or they could just be big. I don't know. Cain and Abel. If this person was not, so let me tell you something, Pisces. If this person was not married to your father, they may have been one of your father's other children by another woman. You all may have different mothers. That was in another lifetime, and this person attached themselves to you because you were so protected, and they were not. So I feel like they, through many lives, they found a way to put themselves in a position of always having protection now. They have always envied how much you were protected or you were chosen. I feel like if this was not your father's wife, this was their other child, but I feel like you all had different mothers. You may have been the child that your father was married to your mother, and you were sort of protected and well taken care of and given a lot of information and guided, whereas they felt like an outcast. And I feel like in this life, they wanted those roles to be reversed. So Pisces, some of you all are the outcasts in this life, and they are the ones that's well protected and loved, like how you were in another life. They did some sort of ritual to make this happen, though. You still have protection. A lot of it in the spiritual realm, a lot of knowledge, things like that. But I feel like you went through something with your family. This person may work. I feel like they work on people around you, so you don't feel protected, but they do. Because that's how they felt in another life. They did not feel protected. They felt like you all's father chose them over you. I mean, over them. So now they have been working and following you through many lifetimes until they got this to change, and you didn't feel protected and they do. That's why I heard Cain and Abel. This may have been a sibling. I feel like in this lifetime, if this is one of your siblings, you have a really bad connection with a sibling that has wished death upon you one too many times. It's almost like they revel in the energy of you being an outcast. They're viewed as very intelligent. They're viewed as youthful, beautiful, something. The good seed. And I'm saying the good seed because I see this apple right here. They're viewed as the good seed while you're viewed as the bad seed. Because in another life, the roles were reversed. And they have worked over and over again to change that view. Now they're looked at as the good seed and you're looked at as the bad one. I knew I saw. Let me like this Palo Santo because I see a lot more than this. And I'm sorry if you all are frustrated with how slow I'm talking, but when these downloads come in, it slows me down. I'm not supposed to use these. Pisces. I saw something else in this reading, and I let me see. This ancient energy has followed you for a long time. It's very dark. It's very beautiful on the outside, but it's very dark on the inside. All of these cups represent vessels. They do a lot of blood. This person is a blood drinker, or they use blood to bring about happiness to themselves. They do rituals using some sort of blood. I feel like they write blood on leaves or ivy or something. That was one of the ways they were able to attach to your energy or something. They're heavy into witchcraft. You would not believe it. You would have to see it to believe it, and you still wouldn't believe how heavy they are into witchcraft. They're well protected in this life, though. Many people don't get to them. Many people don't get a chance to get close to them. Many people desire them, but many don't get close to them. Only a selected few of who they want. Because that's how protected you were in another life, and they envied you deeply because of that. They always wanted to feel their protection, and I feel like in this life they have it. If for some of you all, if you are the black sheep of the family, you don't even understand that before you were born, this was already being orchestrated. It was being put into play. While your mother was carrying you, there were people around you who did not even like you while you were in the womb. They had never met you, your own family members. So when you were born into this family, you were automatically, before you could talk, before you could walk, you were automatically labeled a problem. You were picked. You were chosen to be the black sheep. You need to be thanking God for that. What I saw in this reading, you need to be thanking goodness, because I feel like some of you all got away from your family very early. Or if you didn't, if you like stayed with your family throughout your life, I feel like you are always the person who they want to remove strength from. Everybody else is made to appear. It's like they're made. It's almost like they're told that they're stronger than you or something. You're weak. But that's not the truth. It's actually the total opposite. But they know power. There's power in numbers. So this is why you were singled out. You were being worked on on the spiritual realm before you even were born into this room, while you were still in your mother's womb. You have the Ace of Pentacles here. This is the root cause of this is money. I feel we are in the for those who follow Chinese astrology, we are in the year of the rabbit, meaning that go look at the years. So if you were born in those years, this is a year of luck for you. This is a year of prosperity for you. Seeing a lot of your dreams come true, things that you've been trying to manifest, it's actually coming in. For those who were born in the year of the rabbit. Now, there are different variations of that, even with, like the wood, metal, water, things like that. You'll see what I'm talking about once you research it. But we are in the year of the rabbit. So for those who were born in the year of the rabbit, you do have a lot of prosperity coming this year. Okay. And so, but the root, and these people knew that from the very beginning, someone read your birth chart knowing that you have a lot of prosperity coming to you. And so this was something that was orchestrated while you were still in your mother's womb, to kind of try to lead you off the path of getting to prosperity. But it's being given to you anyway, just because it's written. It's meant for you to have it. And you're getting it in this year. Some sort of uptick in what you can invest in. You having enough now. This ancient energy. Oh my goodness. They've done. They're ferocious when they want to be. They teach people just enough to keep them dependent on them, though. They handle people with very gentle hands, but they always remind them of their power. Like, I'm handling you with gentle hands, but don't you ever cross me. It's that kind of energy. This is how their friendships are built. This is how their connections in life are built. It's almost like they tell people, appreciate me being kind to you, because look at what I could do. They keep people in a state of confusion too. They give people some good, but it's always some bad mixed in there. So for instance, if they give someone, I'll just say if they give them $100,000, they need some sort of something sacrificed. They need, you gotta go through a public humiliation, or you have to go through some sort of horrific picture that you would not want anyone to see, or it's like, okay, if you want something from me, what am I going to get? You know? And they leave people in limbo, like with these options before them. Like the more you want from me, the more sinister the reward need to be. Like I need something very sinister from you. That you came across the devil, Pisces. You may not see it, but you have. You've come across the devil itself. And it comes in many forms. Very attractive, very handsome, very powerful. A lot of money too. This person may have very nice cars, or they dress in the best clothing. They travel to the most expensive places. They eat in the best restaurants. Yeah. And if you want to be a part of that team, then you need to do something that they want to have it. These are the type of friendships they build. I feel like someone in your own family is aware of this. Someone in your own family, that's how they got some sort of popularity, or they're either connected to your family. Like they may just know it may not even be in your family. They may just know your family, but this is how they got at some high status. They had to do something. They had to perform some sort of humiliation ritual on someone, or they had to sacrifice something so they could receive victory, wealth, riches, protection. And the person decided to do it. They did everything just for fame, just for money, just for some sort of status. You came across the devil, Pisces. I saw it in the previous reading. Yeah, this person may have sacrificed 3 different people in their life. They may have sacrificed 3 people that were very close to them. But they did anything for fame and money. They came across the devil, and so did you, Pisces. This is someone else, though. I don't know. This is another energy. You know, we call it the devil, but it's just a very heavy, dark, low vibrational energy that's manipulative, though. It manipulates everyone around people. And to make the person think that they're crazy, they're going crazy, right? The whole time the people around them are under spiritual attack. I feel like you've seen someone lose 3 people that's very close to them. But it catapulted their money, their fame, their wealth, or something. They had to make a choice. Who do you want to get rid of if you want all of this wealth? Who are you willing to let go of? It may have even been someone in their own family that they sacrificed for wealth, for fame, for fortune. Pisces, I feel like you may have been presented with the same choice or options, and you regret you said no. I feel like you've come across opportunities to do horrible things to people, and you said no. This is why your life has been so hard. Remember, I just said you need to be thanking God you're the outcast. That because these people around you have sold their soul for money. They've sacrificed even their own loved ones for fame, for fortune, to drive flashy cars, to wear flashy clothes, to get a lot of protection. And you may have said, no, I don't want that. For some of you all, you had to go through a public humiliation in some way because you said no to the money. If you would have said yes, you would have started losing people around you immediately. This someone else in your life said yes. They started losing family members. Could have lost even 3. They said yes, you said no. So their fame soared, their money soared. You went through hell. This payoff did not come easy to anyone. It wasn't easy for you. It wasn't easy for them. I said you may have seen people around you get to another level because they've lost people, and you're trying to figure out, why do they keep losing people in such a horrific way? These are weapons here. They could have lost people to weapons. You may be asking yourself, like, why do that keep happening to them? There was some sort of sacrifice they made for that money. So again, you need to be thanking God that you said no to something. Pisces, it is so much conflict and confusion in that group. When I tell you, you may look at your life as being extremely hard or difficult, or you get frustrated with the process. This, that, and the other has been a long road. But again, we are in the year of the rabbit. Research it. If you follow Chinese astrology, the Chinese New Year was just the 22nd. So if you follow Chinese astrology, anyone born in the year of the rabbit, you have a lot of prosperity coming for you this year. Dreams taking off, things coming true, things springing into action, seeing a lot of success, things like that, right? Pisces, this person still, even with the money, even with the sacrifices, they still have to deal with a lot of conflict, a lot of competitive energy. So it's like they enjoy the money, but they still have to deal with a living hell. The fact that they were willing to cause hell in your life, possibly through making you some sort of outcast or the black sheep of the family or something, they couldn't even enjoy the money the way that they thought that they would. So the hell that they've placed on you, they are experiencing, even with being beautiful or handsome, even with everyone coming to them, even with, it's just, oh my goodness. You need to be thanking goodness that you took the long route, that you took the hard route. What seemed so easy that was laid out right before you was covered in spell work. Someone else took it and you didn't. The High Priestess, you may have felt something. You may have said, you know what, this isn't okay. Trusting your intuition in something, seeing below the surface of a situation. Listening to your heart, chakras, your mind, your solar plexus chakra. You saw something that was below the surface. Your intuition guided you the right way. This white buffalo has been with you the whole time. Luck, protection, peace. So you avoided conflict and don't even know it. Even though it don't seem like you did, but I tell you, if you know what it would have been 10 times worse if you would have taken some sort of route. You said, I don't know, go back in your memory. You were at some sort of crossroads where you could have said yes to something or no to something. And I feel like you said no. When you said no, you started going through hell after that. Almost like a public humiliation. This person said yes. They got the money, but they had to sacrifice 3 people to get it. Fame, fortune. I feel like they got the fame and the fortune before the sacrifices, though. Maybe, I don't know. It could have been before or after, because I'm looking at before, present, after. So there could have been a sacrifice prior to the money, It could have been a sacrifice very close to when they received some money. And it could have been a sacrifice after they received the money. Okay, let's see. You trusted your intuition and said no to something. You bravely said no. It literally saved your life. You don't even know it, though. The Wheel of Fortune, yep. So things will be moving forward for you anyway. You've completed some sort of karmic cycle again. Look up. I keep feeling like I need to say that. Look up the year of the rabbit. We are in the year of the rabbit. We're in that Aquarius moon, thinking through things, processing things, getting the information that you need to move in the right direction and change circumstances in your life. Things will be changing in your life. Wheel of Fortune. So you do have fortune coming towards you because you did not sell your soul. You did not sell your soul for fame. You see everybody around you. You're gradually getting there. I feel like you do have some good things happening in your life, but you had to gradually get there. What they got there very fast. But at what cost? You didn't sell your soul, so you had to gradually get there, dealing with the bumps and the bruises along the way. But boy, oh boy, that hard work is about to pay off for you, Pisces, in a major way. Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana, the Sun card, Major Arcana, right on each other. High Priestess, Major Arcana, that's your card, Pisces, that High Priestess. So, yeah. You've been looking at yourself like, oh my goodness. Look at the year that you were born, because that's what the year of the rabbit represent. Quick Google search will show you. You have a lot of prosperity coming your way this year. So don't feel so bad. The Queen of Pentacles here. Yeah, so Pisces, everything is rooted in money. This person just wanted, I feel like they have a lot of, they're vain. This is someone who's very attractive or handsome. They're able to give a lot of gifts to people around them. Their kids may drive nice cars if their kids are of that age, or their kids may live in a nice big home, or they wear nice clothing. So even their children have benefited from this fame and fortune. Even their children have benefited from these sacrifices. And so, because all this person cares about is the material life. They don't care about how they get it. They just want it. They don't care who they have to lose to get it. They just want it. And to keep people around them, they do spoil people. They will lavish people with gifts. But that connection has to, it's almost like, okay, look at all I'm doing for you. Don't you ever forget it. Like that. People attach themselves to this person because of their financial wealth, their status. People have no problem biting from that forbidden fruit. Okay, Pisces. I'm going to pull to close out this reading. Community. I feel like the community has been in some sort of uproar over money, over what should be given. There's a lot of opposing opinions about why you had to work so hard, but this person didn't. There are people who are, sort of conversating about this. Like, why was they chosen to be given so much, but Pisces had to work so hard? Pisces, I'm telling you, don't even worry about it. That was blood money. You didn't want, I promise you're going to be thinking, God, you did not take that money. You had a choice. Think back in your mind. There was a chance for you to say yes to something or no to something, and you said no, and all hell broke loose. That's the key thing. All hell broke loose after you said no. Your life became a lot harder after that, where this person's life appeared to become easy. But I guarantee you they had death all around them because they sacrificed the people for money. It's always about the money, always. You have a community that's waking up to the truth about something now. I feel like this person has always looked at you as a threat because they feel like you can remove their strength in some way because you couldn't be bought. You weren't willing to sell your soul. Marriage. Yeah, this person may be married. I feel like they, not only do they have a lot of money, they have a husband or a wife, they can give all the stuff to their family, they have a community that supports them because they could give a lot to the community. Everything is money-based. Everything is for show. They even, if they're going through hell in their marriage, you would never know. The community would never know because they keep, the picture they paint to the public is that they have a perfect marriage. It's all a facade. You know, the devil represents a mirage. It represents manipulation, mind manipulation, right? This person may, if you're not married or maybe your marriage did not work out, this could be someone who's like, yeah, see, I'm married. Pisces isn't. They're a bad person. I kind of feel like, yeah, Cain and Abel, this person they saw you as some sort of protected person in another life, and they've worked hard to make sure that those roles change. But with this Wheel of Fortune, it's time for it to change back. I feel like this person's marriage hangs by a thread. Their partner may be sick of them at times, but just don't want to leave the marriage due to something. I don't know what it is that has them binded or held on, but it's like they have to paint this beautiful picture that they live this lavish lifestyle and they're living so well. It's all a facade. It's all a facade. It's not real, Pisces. Thief. They've done anything for money. Anything. Anything. They will steal people joy. They'll steal their ideas and pass them off as their own. They'll steal money. They'll do anything for fame, fortune, money, status, luxurious lifestyle, anything. Nothing is off the table. They'll steal from people they know, people who trust them. They'll steal their person ideas and build a business on it. Toil and labor. This person feels like they can't ever stop working. They do something day in and day out to maintain a lifestyle. This could be rituals that they do day in and day out. They feel like if they stop something, they're going to lose everything. They don't get a moment's peace behind the scene. But to the world, it looks like they're just at peace. They're just, they have the best life. But this person cannot stop doing it. The moment they stop doing something, they're going to lose everything. Because of how they got it. Money is the only thing that matters to them. I'm going to put a warning in the title. You came across the devil, Pisces. This is why when you said no to something, all hell broke loose in your life. But you have a lot of prosperity coming for you this year. You're going to see something take off, some dream or a business or something take off. You're going to see some increase some way financially for those who are born in under the year of the rabbit. That's who it's for. That's not all Pisces, though. Only the Pisces who are born, and we're in the year of the rabbit. You're going to see what I'm talking about. Journey. Things have to, there's something that's about to change. There's a destination that this person have to arrive to. They're going to have to make a decision. It's going to be a final decision too. With that 10, that's a finality. This person is, they may decide to relocate. They may have worn out their welcome in the community, or some sort of facade that they've been putting up is sort of like it's all coming down. This person may have even moved out of state or something. They may live in another state from you, another something. But it's like they stayed, I don't feel like they stayed completely out of the public view, but they only make, they're very selective about what the public see. They only want people to see a perfect life, them driving a nice car, them having a happy marriage, them being able to give to their family, you know, in abundance. They control what people see. But behind the scenes, if they stop doing something, everything will crash. They will lose everything. They're almost a slave to the dollar now. They accepted something, they sold their soul. They're a slave to the dollar now. Your pathway is opening up here. So all of this, while this person was working diligently to try to hinder something in your life or make something really hard so they could excel and exceed and have a lot of material gain. Pisces, you didn't give up. You kept moving on this path, and things are becoming just a little bit easier. I feel like your path, you felt like it was closed at one time, like there was darkness. You really couldn't see where you were supposed to go, what you were supposed to do. But again, we're starting out with this white buffalo here. Your parents in that other realm have always been with you. They followed you through many lifetimes. You've had some sort of, you were not only protected fiercely, physically, with guards in another lifetime, you were protected spiritually. But I feel like something changed in this life. So now this person may be protected fiercely with guards or something, and you may feel like you're the out one because that's how they felt in another life. But something is changing again. It's time for things to change. They've ruled for a long time. Your pathway is finally opening up. I'm a sage just reading out. Paula Santo, this reading out. Pisces, again, for some of you all that were born in the year of the rabbit, you're about to see some sort of significant uptick in your pay. You're about to see your businesses take off. You're about to see some positive things happening in your life. And I feel like you don't need to worry about this person anymore. You don't even know behind the scenes. They cannot stop. If they stop, they will lose everything. When they signed that blood contract, when they said yes to a living hell. They said yes to the devil, whereas you said no. And this is the reason why your life became extremely hard. There seemed like it was perfect, but that's an act. To the public, everything is beautiful and perfect. But behind closed doors, they have to work their fingers to the bone. And there's an unseen energy here that always watches over them to make sure they never stop working. And it's all money based. If they want to keep getting money, they better not stop working. Pisces, that's the end of this reading. I don't even, see one more thing, Pisces. I just want to see one more thing. Take these two. Great teacher, lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. Yeah, it has taken you so long to get to this place of new life, new growth, happiness, joy, prosperity. And you didn't have to sell your soul to get this, to enjoy the growth and reap rewards. You didn't have to sell your soul to do it like this person did. Great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. So I'm going to tell you something, Pisces. This person has a lot of regret. They wish they would have said no. They wish they wouldn't have followed this witch who made them some sort of offer, who seemed like the light at the time, but had a dark energy with them, an old, ancient, dark energy, wisdom beyond what you could imagine. Now this person wants to take a spiritual route, hoping that they can cleanse this, they can sort of complete or end this blood contract that they signed with this other person for all this wealth and stuff that they wanted. You've been toiling, working, trying to get yourself together, trying to do things, but you did it the slow way and the right way. The rabbit and the hare. I'm sorry, the tortoise and the hare. So you did it the slow way, whereas this person did it the fast way. Now that's about to change because you moved so slow to get to something. You didn't give up. Now you can reap some sort of rewards and things will start to pick up for you this year. Now this person has learned something from you. They wish they wouldn't have moved so fast, and they wish they wouldn't have sold their soul for money. They've learned something. They're holding out hope that if they tell this energy that they no longer want to have to work so hard for things, that they will be understanding, but they have no idea who they signed a contract with. They have no clue who they said yes to. They're trying to give it to God. I feel like there is, I feel like they may be connected to a religious leader or a religious person. If it's two of them, one may be very religious where the other one is not. And I feel like the one who is not is trying to either get into a life of spirituality or religion or something, hoping it will change things because they feel like they have to keep working now nonstop. There's a lot of regret that they said yes to something, that they chose some sort of path. So this person will be having they'll be going on some sort of spiritual journey so they can try to, they're hoping that they can sort of have peace in some area of their life. Because this person hasn't, that what they received has brought them no real peace. I mean, it's almost as if, oh my goodness, they signed a contract with the devil. The very devil who has followed you. But knowing that you were protected, your life has been hard. I don't feel like you had a lot of help from the community. You had to kind of do things on your own. But you can hold these rewards in your hand proudly because no one wanted to give you anything. Whereas this person was given everything for saying yes, but the price that they had to pay is brutal. Now they want to find peace. You found peace because you didn't sell your soul. They want that peace too. Pisces, that's the end of the reading, okay? Again, I'm going to go ahead and I'll put a warning in the title. I don't know whether YouTube is going to let this video play out just because of what I'm saying in this video. I don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But, yeah. Okay. All right. I love you all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will talk with you later.